So, what is it that gives an action its real value? Is it just the thing you do, or is it something deeper? Today, we're diving into a concept that's right at the heart of Islamic belief. It's like the invisible engine that drives every single thing we do and decides what it all means in the end. Let's just start with a question that, we can all wrap our heads around. Is why you do something more important than what you do? It's this huge fundamental question of ethics, right? And, well, Islamic tradition has a really clear and, I think, profound answer to it. And here is that answer. This one statement, a prophetic tradition, or hadith, is literally foundational to the entire Islamic worldview. It sets up this incredibly powerful principle. Your inner state, the why, that's what gives an action its true worth. Okay, so what is this internal state exactly? Let's put a name to this spirit of an action and really get what it means.
The term is niyyah, and I want you to notice the emphasis here. It's in the heart. Niyyah isn't some magic phrase you say out loud. Nope. It's a silent, conscious decision, a kind of firm resolve deep inside that points your actions toward God.
The great 11th century scholar Al-Ghazali gave us this absolutely beautiful and powerful way to think about it. If an action is the body, the niyyah is its spirit, its life force. You take that away, and the action is just, well, it's an empty shell, lifeless. And this whole concept is grounded directly in the Quran. This verse makes a super clear legal and moral distinction between an honest mistake and something you did on purpose. It's telling us that from a divine perspective, what's really going on in your heart matters immensely. Now, let's go back to that opening hadith for a second and just explore how deeply it has shaped Islamic thought and even law for centuries. It's huge. 1/3. What on earth could this fraction represent? It seems a bit cryptic, doesn't it? But it points to the incredible weight that early scholars gave to this whole idea of intention. So, get this. Early jurists like the famous Imam al-Shafi'i saw this one teaching as a pillar of the entire faith, and their logic was pretty cool. They said a person's deeds come out in 3 ways: through the heart, the tongue, and the limbs. Well, intention is the action of the heart, which makes it, boom, one of the 3 core parts of absolutely every deed. The hadith itself gives us the perfect example to understand this. So imagine 3 people all making the same really difficult journey of migration. The physical act, totally identical, but their outcomes are worlds apart, all based on their niyyah. The one who migrates for God gets a spiritual reward. The others? Well, they wanted worldly gain, and that's exactly what they got, and nothing more. This whole idea naturally leads us to a really critical fork in the road. If intention is that important, what's the difference between a good intention and, well, a corrupted one? The ideal, the absolute gold standard is ikhlas. It just means sincerity or purity. It's that state where you're doing something just for God, without looking for any praise or recognition or any other kind of benefit. That's the goal. And here you can see the 2 sides of the coin right next to each other. On one side, you have ikhlas, sincerity, and on the other, you have its total opposite, riyah, which is showing off, doing good deeds just so other people will see you and be impressed. Scholars even called this the hidden shirk because it subtly takes the focus off God and puts it on people's approval, which basically makes the whole act spiritually worthless. And this danger of riyah, it's not just some philosophical point. The Quran is crystal clear on this, giving a sharp warning against doing things just to be seen by the people. And it says, those actions have no real value in God's eyes. So, niyyah is obviously a really deep spiritual concept, but its impact doesn't just stop in your heart. It's actually a cornerstone of practical, day-to-day Islamic law. This is where the spiritual gets mocked into the legal system. Al-umur bimaqasidiha. It's one of the 5 major universal maxims of Islamic law. And it basically translates that hadith about intentions directly into a legal rule. Matters are judged by their underlying objectives. And look at how this plays out in the real world. Is someone fasting for Ramadan, or are they just on a new diet? Is giving someone money a gift, or is it a loan? Did someone get hurt by accident, or was it on purpose? In all of these cases, from worship to contracts to criminal law, intention is the key factor that jurists use to figure out the right ruling. A courtroom scenario makes this so clear. Let's say someone says something ambiguous that could have huge legal consequences, like implying divorce. A judge's first question isn't just, what did you say? It's, what did you mean? What did you intend? That person's niyyah is what gives the words their legal power and ultimately decides the final rule.
Okay, so we've been in the mosque, we've been in the courtroom. Let's bring this powerful idea right back home, into our ordinary, everyday lives.
This, for me, is the transformative beauty of niyyah. With just a simple internal shift, the most normal, mundane parts of your day can be elevated into something more. Eating isn't just eating, it's getting stronger to worship God. Your job isn't just a job, it's providing for your family as an act of devotion. Even a simple smile can become an act of charity.
It really all comes down to this simple formula. You take a routine, mundane act, you add a pure intention, a sincere niyyah, and it becomes an act of worship, something that's rewarded by God. This tiny shift can turn your entire life into a chance for spiritual connection.
And so that's what I want to leave you with. Just think about it. Take a look at your own day, your commute to work, the meals you eat, the conversations you have. What part of your normal, everyday routine is just sitting there, waiting to be completely transformed by this simple, powerful shift in your heart?